Welcome back to Perdido Key Gaming. Today we're going back to Dungeons and Dragons. All right, so I've got some old stuff I dredged out of a shelf. Some setting stuff for Dungeons and Dragons. I've got the Forgotten Realms Atlas, uh, Al Qadim Arabian Adventures. I'm sure is uh, could be considered insensitive these days, and everybody's favorite Greyhawk Adventures. When this came out, I couldn't get a hold of it. It felt like for at least a couple of years, and finally got a copy. I think I actually had to come back from overseas to get it because they didn't sell it overseas. But anyway, so I thought we'd take a look at some of these, a couple of these, and these are settings. This was straight up Advanced Dungeons and Dragons and Forgotten Realms Advanced Dungeons and Dragons and second edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. And after they finished off with that, they just went back to Dungeons and Dragons. Let's see here. So this definitely was, Greyhawk was the first setting. Gary Gygax ran campaign here, and it was he filled in a lot of information over the years about Greyhawk and things like that. But this book details the deities and clerics of Greyhawk. Details about all of the religion stuff here, which was nice. Nice. Monsters of Greyhawk, anything, just additional stuff to add to your monster manuals and things like that. Some were fairly, silly type things. Sword race, sea sprites, things like that, sea zombies. The Hall of Heroes basically gives a rundown of some of the major NPCs in the Greyhawk campaign. And, with all these settings, people like me just enjoy reading about it and choosing what I want to use, right, for your own campaign. Well, and having pre-made NPCs, heavy-duty NPCs, is, pretty nice. Valley of the Mage, of course, Scarlet Brotherhood, of course, and a lot of information about other places. Again, more spells, especially those associated with the Wizards of Greyhawk, Bigby, a lot of stuff for Bigby, Drawmage here, Mordekainen, Mistul, Odalux, Otto, Rary, Tensor, of course, magical items of Greyhawk, and swords, a lot of that. And then, unfortunately, a fairly small portion about the geography of Greyhawk, but give you some very nice introduction and places where you can possibly set up adventures and things like that. And yeah, that's all it's for geography. And then adventures in Greyhawk. Lots of information that you can use for your own campaign again. Then you got section on zero level characters, which I thought was pretty interesting. So your character would start as a zero level character, wouldn't have a class, wouldn't be first level and everything like that. I mean, basically you work your way into your profession, which that's a good way of doing it. You can do that in other systems too. For example, Romance, when you develop your character, you have you level up a couple of times before you become first level. So you could start out as, somebody who doesn't know anything and has access to all, a lot of skills that are not exactly, you could start out by having, your skills to wield a weapon and everything like that, and then work your way to being a fighter, or work your way to being a magic user of some sort. So that's Greyhawk. Al Qadim was, a pretty nice addition, I thought. Especially if with the rich history and tall tales, Sinbad type things, people were, knew about when they were kids and things like that. So when I got it, I thought, yeah, it's pretty cool. And, it's a lot of information on the cultures and things like that, characters, what characters are going to be, and things like that. Now, remember, second edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons had the kits. Fighter had a kit, and gave you other abilities, or maybe reduce the abilities that you have, just to kind of flesh it out. Basically, the start of the whole prestige class type thing. Huge section on that. Grooming, haggling, perils of adventure, armor, wearing armor in Zahara, and a lot of price charts, weapons of Al-Qadim, and all these genies and things like that. You request your spell from, if you're a share, you're getting your spells from the genie, so that's kind of cool. But I guess it could end up being something bad. Wizard spells, some more spells to add to your repertoire. Again, like the Greyhawk Adventures book, you can just pick and choose for your own campaign setting if you want. Lots of information on the spells and things like that. So not much in the way of a lot more about classes and kits and spells than anything else in this book. In the Forgotten Realms, everybody very well defined campaign setting, much like Greyhawk, just very well defined. Lots of information, lots of modules out there for the Forgotten Realms, but this goes into a lot more detail, has a lot more maps, things like that, and a lot more information about locations and cultures and organizations in the Forgotten Realms setting. Just a great read, actually. And again, you can pick and choose. When they said Atlas, they meant it. So there's little or no information about, different kits or classes and things like that. It's a straight up Atlas with some information about personalities and heroes and things like that. And, it's just a really good read. I was happy when I bought it. Waterdeep, if you're into that, you can read more about Waterdeep. And huge index on that. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Today we took a look at 3 settings for Dungeons and Dragons. Let me know what you think in the comments about these. They're pretty old, and I'm sure they're available out somewhere for purchase as a PDF these days, or in an app. I don't know. I just have my shelf full and pick and choose from there. Hit like, hit subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you the next time.